right, we're here with Bill Aris, who qualified both boys and girls here at NXN New York. Once again, continuing the tradition, is every time he's brought a team here, they've qualified. Talk about on the girls' side, you guys looked very strong up the hill. You know, what's the kind of dynamic this year, again, knowing what you have coming from states and then 2 weeks later on a very different course?
Well, the dynamic is to try to improve, number one, starting with our compression. And I think our compression was a little off of what it was at States. One of our girls didn't have her greatest race, but she ran solidly in our top 5, and that made our compression grow a little bit from where it was a few weeks ago. I think we can improve that. But overall, I was very happy with how the girls raced. They ran a solid race. I'm not shocked that we won, but I'm pleased that we won, and we're always seeking improvement as we head into nationals.
Now, as you're heading into nationals, obviously, you know, the national title is on your mind, and that will be, you know, double digits for you, the first team to ever do that. Is that something that's on your mind, or again, is it just a new year and putting the pieces together this year?
To be honest with you, of course, in the back of our minds is we want to run great there. But my focus is on exactly that, running great and trying to improve. It's not in focusing on we got to win, we got to win. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about trying to improve and run great.
Now, one of the bigger stories, again, is that boys team coming, you know, from at sectionals. They didn't make states. It's a very different system in New York. Coming back 3 weeks later, and not only, you know, getting over to Nike, but this year winning it over a team that knocked you out at sectionals. We'll talk about that kind of like feeling.
At sectionals, we had a few of our boys run very well. We had a few of our boys having season awful days, and it was poor timing, especially when Liverpool ran an inspired, well-deserved victory race. So Liverpool went to states and we did. The 3 boys that ran well made it to states and ran very well at states. They convinced me that after sectionals and going into states that the rest of the guys that didn't make it to states were of the mindset that they could do better and wanted to do better and continue to train. And I said, all right, you show me in practice, in addition to the 3 guys that made it to states. And if I see that with evidence of that in practice after sectionals for a couple of weeks, then we'll go to regionals. It was 50-50 at best as to whether or not we were going to even go to regionals because of how they performed at sectionals, which was really pretty dismal as a team. So we worked at it, we prepared for it, and I'm pleased to say, despite some big problems in our team, health problems, or some of you might have noticed when you look at the results that one of our guys didn't even run today because he's in a hospital right now dealing with a very major, possibly MRSA infection. And it's very serious, and as we speak right now, he's in surgery. So the fact is that without him, that made it a little bit harder. And then we had another kid that was dealing with a foot issue. That made it a little bit harder. But bottom line is 6 guys came together and ran the races of their lives today and came out with a victory. Does it feel good to beat Liverpool? Of course it does, after they knocked us out of states. But I would say that would be the same for any team. But I think we did well. I was very pleased with how we ran, especially with the challenges we had to contend with this past week. And I'm hopeful that at nationals we can run even better. So we'll see.
What do you think the motivation was coming into this race? You know, and how do you keep those expectations realistic? You know, throughout the season, you had a couple of injuries in the boys' team. How do you come back and then perform so well? How do you keep them motivated?
Well, you know, there's just so much training you can do. I was looking for consistent training that indicated that they were a better team than they ran at sectionals. I saw that. That was step 1. I looked for an attitude of commitment to a higher level than they had before, which wasn't bad before. It just was not as stellar as it needed to be. And they showed me an attitude and a commitment, and more than to me, toward each other, that indicated that they were a far better team, and they made a commitment to each other that they were going to be a stronger team at this race, no matter what the outcome was. And they did that, and the results showed. So very proud of them, and you know, very excited about us winning and qualifying again. Very proud of them.
Well, congratulations once again, both teams heading out to Oregon. One of the few coaches that has been there every year and had so many appearances on both the boys and girls side. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. Appreciate it.